Yahweh's Restoration Ministry, Part 1. You have no idea how long I've been dying for some good theme music. Quite literally, I was just about to do Kagwa, but I couldn't find any music for them, so I did YRM. Get with the program, Kagwa! But they're definitely next. Make it make sense. Anyway, I discovered this group way back when I first started this channel. Actually, it was right after my 3-month hiatus. I even did a video on them already. These are one of the big Hebrew Roots movement players. To re-emphasize, the Hebrew Roots movement is like the brainchild of the WCG, and all the associations that go with it. But I'll start with something positive. They are big bookworms. Just to show, I can read this just as much as they can. The only questionable letter is that one. I can write it too, so they're my type of nerd. YRM Part 2. So I left off talking about their nerdiness, but I didn't actually explain what this writing system is. It's the ancient form of Hebrew. The letters have a one-to-one comparison to the modern Hebrew alphabet, but most modern speakers cannot read this. But it's the same language, same grammar, same pretty much everything. Spelling can be a bit different, but no, they're absolutely nerds just as much as I am. But just like the WCG, they miss the forest for the trees. It really is just the WCG continued. Yeah, the Hebrew Roots movement really is wash, rinse, and repeat WCG stuff. The only thing is they kind of make themselves out to be kind of like Jewish, like more so than the WCG. But it's the same old cult. Which is really interesting that they thought it relevant to make this video. They felt the need to post it. YRM Part 3!
Let's bow before Almighty Yahweh.
Remember when I said that YRM had more of a Jewish appearance than the WCG had? Like, take a look at that menorah. He really emphasizes saying God's name, and they have this rendition of Jesus in Hebrew. There's a whole thing about the spelling. Yeah, they didn't do that. With, like, everything based in Hebrew, the Churches of God splinter groups don't do this. Instead, there's more of a focus on the English translations of terms. So the Hebrew Roots movement basically just takes all of this and adds all of this. But this particular video is about whether YRM is a cult. Oh yeah. He says no, but agree to disagree. YRM. Part 4. So what did this video have to say? Well, he has several bullet points. The second one here is distinct from the WCG. But still, these 4 accusations aren't really cult-defining. Non-mainstream, certainly, but not cult-defining. And the entire rest of the video just basically goes into all 4 of these and defending their belief. Fair, but none of those were cult-defining practices to begin with. So there is absolutely no need to say this majority-minority thing. If you're not a cult, then you're just a collection of congregations under one umbrella. That's fine. The problem begins when we start saying our unique beliefs are the true way. That's where it begins. YRM Part 5. So still don't think that these people come from the WCG? I mean, regardless of the fact of how they actually have advertisements to those who were formerly in the WCG, I did make a video on that. But what evidence is there that they do come from the WCG? Huge one is the last great day. I have never encountered this concept of the last great day anywhere except for Armstrongist congregations. Don't get me wrong, the day is always set apart within Judaism, but it's just not called the last great day. Instead, it sets off the beginning of the reading of the Torah. And just like the WCG, they combine the Feast of Weeks with the Feast of First Fruits. For Jews, the Feast of First Fruits is within Passover week, and the Feast of Weeks is 7 weeks later. What more proof do you need? YRM Part 6. I left off talking about the last great day. For reference, this is the Jewish version, and that one down there too. Like I said, it marks the end of the annual Torah reading and the beginning of the cycle. The term last great day comes from John 7. The whole chapter has to do with the feast, and there are even sections like halfway through the feast, and the last day is called the great day. But this is John, a Christian text, but not even Messianic Jews call it the last great day. It is very distinctly Armstrongist today. But they are also different. Like I said, it's like the WCG Hebrew style. But there is one thing that is very odd, and it is pervasive in Hebrew roots. Something that WCG never did. Head coverings for women. That is a foreign concept. Wire on part 7. I'm letting my hair down for this one. Disclaimer. I am not against head coverings per se. I'm against them being used as law. Because at that point it's control, not conviction. This is the verse that is often talked about. And so's the next one. And hair itself is called a covering. But Nazirite vows allow men to have long hair. And if you really want to argue that it has to do with an actual covering, then why did the Pharisees have them? And Jesus probably had them to protect himself from the sun. Jewish men cover their heads when they pray. And women have pretty much always had them. And they were highly ornamented, not modest. But in YRM, a head covering for women is law. And the WCG laughed at people for doing it. But men could not have long hair. Cults.